Hello, we are um, Jen, Julia, and Trevor group, and and this is our final presentation for our final project in English 3100. And so I am Trevor Hampel, and I am a junior here at Weber State, a computer science major, and I just live here in Ogden.
And I'm Jen Bowen. I am a junior at Weber State as well, and I'm studying English teaching. And I am from Centerville, Utah.
And I am Julia Johnson. I'm a senior at Weber State University, and I am studying history.
So, one of the inspirations for this project was I had the idea that in probably my junior year of high school, I wanted to do something about the public school system and creating an environment for kids with ADHD to learn successfully and to be able to have tools that they can use in their everyday lives to help them in various aspects of learning. And that's just what our project's going to tell us about. And Trevor will start us off with the first part.
So for our project, we wrote a 3,000 word document, as I'm sure all of you guys know. And so our project was split into three parts. The first part was to bring awareness to the problems surrounding ADHD in Utah schools. So mostly, we put a bunch of statistics together to prove our point that ADHD is a problem here in Utah, and that there's more that we can do to help students in Utah cope with their ADHD and help them develop skills for later on in life.
The second part we talk about in our document is just the different techniques we can use with ADHD students in the classroom. Understanding what they need, for example, lots of breaks or some exercise time every now and then in between lessons. So we go over the behavioral skills to teach teachers and allow students to understand on what they can use in the classroom to just be aware of and help the students learn and keep the class in a focus all together focused. Sorry. And then we also go over different resources that you can use. We'll take these resources in our after school program, but the goal is to have the teachers and the students use these resources in the classroom. It goes from online sites and books and everything like that to learn how to cope in the classroom. And then it also includes some physical resources such as wiggle chairs or squishy toys for ADHD kids to help keep their bodies busy while they're focusing on the lesson and also keeping the rest of the class from being distracted. And then we go over how those resources benefit the students, not just the classroom and for everyone involved in the classroom, but it will help the students with their self-esteem and with their education and their learning capabilities.
And with those resources that Julia mentioned, we want to create an open environment for kids with ADHD to be able to learn in a way that's suitable for them and their learning needs. In the project, in both Trevor and Julia's parts, it was mentioned quite a bit that like ADHD kids with ADHD learn better when they're doing something else, hence all of the fidget toys or the spinners. And something that is really, really good for kids with ADHD is to be able to do stuff at their own pace. So our after school program is going to be focused at Samuel Morgan Elementary School in Kaysville, and this will help us create an environment that, preferably in a gym or a cafeteria, that will help kids be able to move around as they learn or to wiggle as they learn. It's something that won't distract other students, but that will give them the most time and the most effect to learn as they need.
Great. So, throughout our project experience, obviously we did this as a group. So, some things that I personally have learned through our project-based learning is that working as a group has helped me understand better ways to communicate in different situations, including new situations that have arose because of COVID, such as Zoom, which you're on right now, or other things that would help in life after school. Also, something I learned in this class was understanding the audience and changing your writing to match is an important part of technical writing. I've learned that writing is more about the reader than the writer, and it is more important to know your audience, who your audience is, and I've learned how that affects my writing. And I think as a group, we have come together and done that well in our final document as well. Our group activity has helped me better understand how working with others can benefit the final project because I'm a computer science major and mostly in my major we work as a group. We kind of work separately, but as a group also. So I think that's really helped me learn how those interact. I think project-based learning has helped me practice my project skills such as project management and project or problem solving because of my career. I don't foresee like much technical writing is necessary, but other project-based skills are definitely necessary, and I'm glad that we were able to do this as a group so I could practice those for later in my career.
And I learned through project-based learning how important it is to give our audience enough time to be able to help us out. Um, I also learned how necessary it is for us to recognize that we have different audiences and to contextualize that so we can cater to their questions and their needs most efficiently. And in the final document, we as a group did a really good job at showing how to incorporate those different elements for the different readers, so that it wasn't all stagnant or monotone. It was different and fresh throughout the document. And I also loved working with Trevor and Julia because their personalities show me exactly the type of people that I do like to work with. It was an ideal group situation. And last, I was able to synthesize information from two different people. Well, it's three of us, and we have very different perspectives that helped me know how to solve problems or how to address different situations most effectively, which was cool to see.
And for me, using project-based learning, I think oral communication has been key, especially in a group. To be able to communicate what you're thinking to the group and have them understand, and then have them be able to communicate to you and you understand. I think that was just key to all the other communication factors. Without being able to communicate together, none of the rest would have fallen into place. I think analyzing the communication situation is important. And it just let us write our project for the audiences we have to be able to analyze where they were coming from. I learned when creating an appropriate communication project, sorry, that's an alarm. It's really important to collect information from the targeted audience because that's what really will shape the product and how our project turned out and how to put it into action. I also learned a lot about working on a product with our group. I think in the past, I think most of us know when you're in a group, you usually get your own section, you do your own job, and then you just present your jobs at the same time. And that's really it. But I feel like with our group, while we were responsible for our own sections, we helped each other with every single part of it. We reviewed everything together and we created a project that we can all be proud of. And then finally, I feel I really learned more about synthesizing and organizing information with PBL. there was so many assignments in different ways. You had a list how to do outlines and what things were needed for what things. And I feel like I really learned a lot on collecting and organizing information.
So, for my strengths and areas for improvement, I think one of my strengths is problem solving. I think I've come to do that well through all my anyway. Group communication, I think I'm quite well at understanding the audience and what the audience needs, and to cater to the audience I think is one of my strengths. Presentation, I was the one who put together this presentation, so just saying. And then I'm pretty good at making charts and things in Excel, so that's pretty good. One of the things I'm not so good at is reading comprehension and like reading aloud. I mean, not really part of my skill set. And then technical writing. I know this class is all about technical writing, but I still feel like it's not one of my strengths yet, and I have some area to improve.
And some of the strengths that I had was project management. I was able to organize for some of the organize the meetings, and I mean, it was all a team effort, but that was one of my strengths. And another one was brainstorming. This was my brainchild. So it's cool to see it all come to light and to see there's an actual viable option for helping kids out with ADHD. And then the other strength I had was audience research or networking. The people that we reached out to, it was my first grade teacher and my sixth grade teacher, my sixth grade teacher is now a principal. So it was perfect. And I'm Facebook friends with them now. So it worked out really well. A need for improvement was confidence. That was something that I felt I really lacked in, and I definitely have room to improve. And then time management was another one. So maybe next project that I do, I won't be updating our sheet 30 minutes or 10 minutes before our meeting.
For me, with strengths, I think I was good at writing in the technical format. Writing is something that comes more natural to me, and I like it. And so I was able to help balance out with Trevor there. But I also feel like I did well on the research part, finding out what sources could be used and resources that could be used for our kids. And I also think I did good on peer review, not just in our group, but for other people. So hopefully that student agrees, because I thought I did good. Need for improvement, I'm with Jen on time management. There was one or two times where we got together and I was like, I have the information, I just need to put it in, it'll be in there by tonight. And so I could do better by getting it in a timely fashion. And then the other weakness was creating charts. I attempted to make a chart. It was an utter fail. And I'm glad Trevor was there to have my back. So there you go.
Well, that is all for our project. We were glad to have you watch it, and let us know what you think. Bye.